Thank you. Sarabjit sir, can we ask the admin also to mute them, sir, please, if you don't mind?
Yeah, then I'll have to unmute again everyone. Yeah.
हाँ सर, आप सबको अनम्यूट करके जस्ट जिन को ये करना वो कर लीजिए सर. I think that would be better. Yeah, selamat siang Bapak Ibu. Maaf, kita nunggu beberapa menit ya Bapak Ibu. We'll just wait for a couple of more minutes. Ya, dan kita minta bantuan dari Bapak Ibu. Tolong Bapak Ibu jangan di share screen-nya dan juga tolong di mute ya Bapak Ibu yang screen-nya. Jadi acara ini bisa dijalankan dengan baik. Terima kasih. Thank you.
अभी मेरा वो इंडोनेशियन वाला वो शुरू हो गया है तो 2-2:30 के बाद
Sir, at the end of the session, some of the teachers have told me that they will sing a song for us. So we'll keep that open for the end of the day.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Okay. So have we muted everyone, sir? Then we can start.
We can start. We can start. We have Aman sir also with us, so we can.
Aman sir, can we start, sir?
Sir, please. Please go ahead.
Abhi bhi mute nahi hua hai, sir. Some people are speaking.
Ya, Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ya, Waalaikumsalam Bapak Ibu yang ya Bapak Ibu, kita minta semua Bapak Ibu tolong di mute mikrofon untuk Bapak Ibu. Terima kasih. सरबजीत सर, अमन जी को, लविराज सर को अनम्यूट कर लीजिए.
हाँ जी, कर लीजिए.
हाँ सर. लविराज सर अभी भी म्यूट में सर.
हाँ, I've already said this.
I've done.
Yeah, Aman sir, can we start, sir?
Sure, please go ahead.
Okay. Selamat siang, greetings, namaste, a very good afternoon to all of you, Bapak Ibu. To our beloved teachers from the province of Sumatra Utara, once again a very warm welcome to the day 3 of the workshop with the title short-term course the art of virtual learning. Bapak Ibu, we are very happy today because amongst us we have Mr. Aman Mittal, the additional director and also the head of international affairs along with us. Actually, Aman wanted to be with us on the day 1. He was scheduled, Bapak Ibu, tapi because of some urgent meeting, he could not make it. And we are very happy. Thank you, Aman sir, for being amongst us. And also, Aman would like to share a brief information about lovely Profession University and also the students, Bapak Ibu. We have quite a good number of students studying from Indonesia in LPU, Bapak Ibu. So, Aman would like to just give a brief overview of LPU. So without further delay, may I now request Aman Mittal to please take over the screen. Sir, the screen is yours.
Hi, Selamat Sore and good afternoon to everyone in Indonesia. I've been told that it's raining very heavily in Indonesia and it's all flooded back in various cities of Indonesia. But I really hope and pray to God that all of you stay safe and everybody come out. I mean, the God gives strength to come out of this thing, both COVID and this raining that's happening in Indonesia very easily, and all the families stay safe. I was supposed to be there yesterday, but could not join in because there was very, very urgent meeting for which I have to leave. But I apologize for not being able to present there. But I was virtually present there because I was told by my team that the session went very, very good. And I also like to give my virtual welcome to the people who were present yesterday, including His Excellency Shri Raghu Guru Raj, who's Consul General of India in Medan, and Pake Lasro Marbun, PLT Kepla Dinas Provinsi Sumatra Utara, Dr. Christmas Novalinda Ginting, MKS Rector, UNPRI Medan, and also to our lovely friend, Mr. Ravi Makhija, I mean, who has been there with us, making the our presence in Indonesia stronger. And lovely professional university, I mean, has been in Indonesia for quite some time now. But every time I mean, and it's an unfortunate that in the last 3-4 years I've not been able to visit Indonesia.
Me too,
This
sir.
was the year when I had to present Indonesia and COVID came. So life is not certain. Things changes, but I hope if I would have been there, still we could not have been managed to get so many people. I can see 360 people who have joined us today in this virtual conference, and I think it's an amazing feat. So thank you and welcome to all the different participants who are here today in this virtual conference. And I give my all welcome to the various high school teachers from the Sumatra Utara and the North Sumatra province. I really hope that this becomes a very, very strong association between the province and lovely professional university. And I though most have been covered, but I see that Indian education system, people are not really aware about it. I can tell you that no, India education system is one of the strongest system across the globe, and because both India and Indonesia share a unique bond, so I thought that to just give you a small update on what is what we are doing with respect to the education as well. Though we are attached culturally, there's a lot of commerce that's happening between India and Indonesia. Uh, Indian TV is very popular in Indonesia, but I think Indian education is not something people are really aware about it. I mean, just to give you an example, that Indian higher education system is the second largest education system in the world. I mean, I think after China and I mean, just ahead of US is Indian education system. It's so large with such a large number of students who are enrolled into it. Almost 30 million people are enrolled into the Indian higher education system, and it's not only about it's very large. It is also about the quality of education that India has to offer to the students who are coming and joining us from all across the world is really good. And the example is very clear. So many people of Indian origin or people who have studied in India are now heading top companies of the world, right from Microsoft, Pepsi, Google, and there are a lot of leadership team in Apple who have who has been guarded by the Indian people. This really shows that it's because of the strong Indian education system, ethos, and competitive nature that people have grown to such an extent. And I think it's not only about IT. People, I mean, people know Indian system more with respect to the IT, and they think that no, when you think of Indian education system, it's IT. I think it's again a myth. People, Indian education system has grown strongly in business, even aerospace, engineering. Indonesia has a very strong hotel management area in hotel and hotel management as well. And I think in all the areas we are leading the game. We are up in the top level of offering. And I mean, I don't know how many of you have visited LPU's website and know about it. We are the largest university in India. While the Indian education system is strong, and we are among the top university in the country. And you can see this beautiful campus on the left hand side and the other infrastructure on the right hand side. I mean, this is the beauty of LPU. I mean, it's really large. And few facts, you'll be surprised to know that the campus is spread across in 600 acres of land, 253 hectares. And once you come into the campus, it's almost like a city. I mean, right from your malls to your in Asia's largest library to one of the largest auditorium in the world to world's largest accommodation capacity. It's a very big city that we are talking about. There are 35,000 full-time students who are studying with us. Most of the universities, I've been told, in Indonesia are generally from 2,000 to 3,000, or maybe 7 to 8,000 students are there. But in India also, the universities are very small. But in LPU is based on the US model. So we wanted to create one big university with a lot of different disciplines. So we don't only offer engineering, we offer engineering, hotel management, pharmacy, physiotherapy, aerospace engineering, and a lot of other things. So that's why we have a very large student body, and they're coming from all across the world. I mean, we have students from 50 countries, And with Raviji's support, we also have students from Indonesia, and they are doing really good. I mean, we are very happy that many of the Indonesian students are doing so good, so good. People were worried about, initially, even I was worried that I don't know how Indonesian students are going to do, but they're doing amazing. And we are, I mean, there are a lot of teachers here, and there are a few universities people also. I can tell you, research is something which drives any university, and LPU has one of the strongest research area. 750 patents, 750 is the number that you heard. 750 patents have been applied by the students and faculty of LPU. I mean, that just shows that how much of technology, how much of cutting edge work is going in the university. And there are 24,000 students who stay in our university campus. That's again the largest in the world. And all this is big, but what really matters is the quality of education. And we are among the top university in India and in Asia. So that's what makes LP strong. And we feel proud that one of the highest student satisfaction percentage in India is of LPU, which means that students who join LPU, they're highly satisfied because of the infrastructure, because of the faculty, because of the academics, because of the companies that come to recruit them. I think everything makes them very happy. And that's what LPU is. And just to give you, how much I say I'm good, but when a person like Prime Minister Narendra Modi, I mean, the Prime Minister of the country, visits the university, and we are the only university, private university, in which Prime Minister Modi has come. This really talks about that what we are. I mean, whatever I say, I mean, everybody says that no, for a parent, their son and daughter is the best. But I think when people like Prime Minister Modi has come to the university, it just shows that how strong we are as a university in India. And not only Prime Minister Modi, 3 Nobel laureates, 5 union minister, and 20,000 scientists came, and that was just a year back in 2019. I mean, COVID has changed a lot of trouble all across the world, and even the education sector has been deeply impacted. But I just wanted to share a few things that LPU is one university which didn't let education stop the education. COVID stopped the education. We say that no, COVID has shut down our classes, but not the education. And I can tell you, we became the first university during this COVID time to start the classes online, while most of the universities were thinking that what to do with the online classes. We don't know what to teach, how to teach. We don't have the infrastructure. LPU has one of the largest IT infrastructure. We made the classes up and running in 3 days, 3 days after the lockdown. So that's the strength of the university. Our exams are conducted online, while most of the universities were thinking that how to take the exams. We went online. We developed the softwares and conducted the exams online. We even conducted our admission test online, and we are the amongst the very few universities in the world who started with their 2020 sessions and declared the 2019 results properly. And so I think this course that you're going to do, this last slide. So this course which you're going to do will share through this course, which you're going to share the best knowledge and practices that we have developed during this COVID time. And our human resource development team, which is led by Sunana ma'am and Quatra sir, they're going to share their best practice. And Dr. Laviraj Gupta ji, who's the senior, one of the most senior person in the university, he himself will be talking about what his mantra of teaching online. And it's not only about Zoom classes, it's about building the connection. And I think that's something which you're going to learn in this 2 or 3 hours of lectures. So I just hope that you're going to make the best use of this training session, and we look forward for a very long association. Before I leave and say Terma Kasi, I want to say one more thing. Uh, there are so many 420 people now who is listening to this thing. So I want to announce one big thing. I want to announce that LPU is going to offer 50% scholarship to all these students who would be referred by these participants who are joining us today. So anybody who's gonna all the students who are gonna join LPU in 2021 or 20 or 21 and referred by the teachers like you, they will get 50% scholarship to study at LPU. And I hope I will take the support of Raviji in this area, that no, he would be the center point between all these participants and LPU in ensuring those people get the benefit of this 50% scholarship. And I hope this is our way of saying that no, COVID has created a lot of problems all across the world, and I hope this 50% scholarship will help achieve the dreams that students have been uh, thinking about but not been able to achieve because of the financial constraint. But through this 50% scholarship, I'm sure they would be able to achieve their dreams. And Raviji, I would need your support in ensuring that we provide this helping hand to everybody who gets to it, or promote this thing as much as possible so that people can take the benefit of that. So with this thing, I would say best of luck and terima kasih.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot, and so kind of you. Thank you so much to the management of LPU, sir, for giving us the opportunity of a 50% scholarship. I mean, we never expected that, but thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Jadi Bapa Ibu. I think all of you all should be lucky enough that today Paman has already made an announcement. Jadi 50% scholarship will be given to all the students who will be referred by you, by all the participants today. So Bapa Ibu, please take note of it. And for further details, you can please get in touch with us. I'll get the details from Paman, and I'll be more than happy to share with all of you. Thank you so much, Aman sir. Thank you so much, sir. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Bapa Ibu, I also, my apologies, but I did not welcome earlier. We would also like to welcome Dr. Laviraj Gupta, sir. Also, Ms. Malvinder ma'am, Sarabjit sir, Sunena ma'am, Supriya ma'am, thank you so much, all of you all, for your wonderful support, without which we don't think we could have gone so far. Okay, so Bapa Ibu, let's move further now. Bapa Ibu, now today's day is, believe me, for me, and I'm sure for all of you all also, is going to be very interesting, because today we are very happy and we are very fortunate to have Dr. Laviraj Gupta, PhD, who is the Executive Dean at LPU. And also, Bapa Ibu, very important, he's a global research collaborator at Stanford University. Believe me, Bapa Ibu, Dr. Laviraj Gupta is very busy, but still he takes us time. And I can assure you one thing is, at the end of the day, you will really miss the session. So I really thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot. Also, Bapa Ibu, let me just give you a brief overview of Laviraj, sir, a leading light in the field of technical and higher education in India. His research-focused approach and insightful innovation intervention of technology in education has won him accolades and laurels. Dr. Gupta holds a PhD in bioinformatics and MTech in computer-aided design and interactive graphics from IIT Kanpur, which is one of a reputed institution in India, and a Bachelor of Engineering Honors Mechanical Engineering from MITS Gwalior. Bapa Ibu, Dr. Gupta has 30 plus certifications and specializations on IoT, augmented reality, gamification, machine learning from University of California at Irvine, Wharton School, University of Pennsylvania, deep machine learning, artificial intelligence, and Google Machine Learning Group. Also, Dr. Laviraj Gupta has 60 plus published patents, and some of them in the areas as diverse as Bagomoto, powerless lift machine, Sit Abhi, Kavach, which is now used for the COVID, and so on. Bapa Ibu, believe me, it will take me a long to complete the whole profile of Laviraj sir. But without further delay, now may I now request Dr. Laviraj Gupta sir to please take over the screen. Sir, the screen is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ravi, for such a humble and such a wonderful introduction. But believe me, whatever he has said, I can confine it to just one word. I can be defined by just one word, that I am a teacher like you. That's all. That is my sole introduction. Namaste and Salamiyang. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong.
Salamat Siang, yes sir.
Salamat Siang. But I must begin my interaction with saluting you all. I salute you all for two reasons. One is that you decided teaching as a career. Because, when I started my teaching as a career, people used to say, yes, you are actually deciding the most, simplest of the career in life. And you are going to walk in park. It is like teaching is like walking in park. And after 1 year, I went back to them and said, yes, you were right, stating that I was about to walk in a park, but that park is Jurassic Park. We all need to understand that teaching, if you have chosen it as a career, you are one of the most noblest human on this planet Earth. Because sharing knowledge is the biggest deed, is the biggest gift which you can give. And you, high school teachers, score far, far higher than we belonging to higher education because of two reasons. One is that the kind of children you teach, they are of a different kind, completely of a different kind. I'll talk about in my delivery that what difference is there. We handle the mature students and you handle them at the age where they are most energetic, they are most vibrant, but they are most diverted. The salute which I give it to all of you is because even though it is raining, the water and the flood is all around you, but still you had the passion and the obsession to learn something. Are you really in for learning something today? If you want to say yes, just show me your victory sign, please. Are you all here to learn? Are you all excited? Are you all excited to not to see me? I'm a bearded saint kind of a person. But are you all excited to learn something? I'm very much excited to learn from all of you. Coming 1 hour, possibly I'll make it that you'll remember this 1 hour throughout your life. I will make it sure that none of a second of this 1 hour goes in air. Everything would be grounded. Ready to go? Ready to go? Okay. So let me begin. Let me begin my presentation. Okay. Let me begin my presentation. Ready? Yeah, ready. Is my screen visible, Quatraji
Yes,
and Raviji?
yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
So we are going to talk about assessment. And we are actually going to talk something about that how do you do the assessment right so that you make the pupil, you make your students bright. I'll give you the roadmap that this is how the entire 1 hour, 1 hour, 10 minutes are going to be. We'll be talking about the perspective, how we as humans look to certain things, because looking to a certain thing or your perspective is very, very important when you are evaluating somebody, when you are assessing somebody, because your point of view is not just simply giving marks to an individual. It is giving careers, it is giving confidence, it is giving loads of opportunities to an individual. So we'll be starting with the perspective. Then there is whole load of dialogue. I was told by Quatraji that yesterday people were asking what is the difference between assessment and evaluation. So I'll break that myth and would very clearly tell you the difference between the assessment and the evaluation. We'll talk loads of life examples, real life examples, and that is what the excitement is going to be. But we'll also talk about what are the general pitfalls, what are the general mistakes we do while we are assessing an individual or while we are evaluating individuals. We'll talk about the paradigmatic shift. As Mr. Aman was talking about, that COVID came with loads of challenges, but I'll tell you, COVID just didn't came with challenges only. It came with loads of opportunities also. So we need to do away with the challenges imposed by COVID, but we need to look to what kind of opportunities COVID has come up with. This might sound a little, what opportunities COVID has, devastated the entire life ecosystem. But no, there is an opportunity. There are opportunities available which COVID only has brought in our lives. And then we'll talk something about, because not just simply giving you theory that this is assessment, this is evaluation, this is how you do that, this is you do that. I'll talk about that, how the entire ideology, how the entire theory has been implemented in LPU, so that you're going to get a very clear-cut picture that yes, if this is the thing, this is to be implemented like this. So from tomorrow onwards, you can take this to your classes. In your chat boxes, because let me share that there are certain prerequisites. First thing is, please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself. If you're not unmuted, please unmute. Hopefully, I'm seeing everybody is muted. So please mute yourself, because so that our interaction is more on chat boxes. So I'm now going to look to your chat. I'm really now going to look to your chat. Are you ready on your chat boxes? I need to see how quickly you can respond. Are you all ready for the interaction with me? Okay, quickly. Wonderful. A little slow, but you'll gain, because you need to do loads of practice, because there is loads of excitement which is coming, and that excitement we are going to actually work on the chat boxes only. Okay, wonderful. So people are there saying yes to begin. Now we are going to play game actually. Today, for 1 hour, we are going to play games. And in this game, we are going to have certain quick tasks. These are small little tasks which I'll give it to you for 1 minute. I'll give you 1 minute time. And then in your chat boxes, you'll have to give me the answers for the questions which I'm going to actually give it to you to answer. And then there'll be one task which is a little longer than 1 minute, but you'll have to actually build something along with me. So let's begin. In the end, I will show you that who all in which task responded right and responded the fastest. And we'll create a wonderful leaderboard kind of thing, that for quick task 1, these 3 people responded the fast. For quick task 2, these 3 people responded the fast, and so on, so forth. So let's begin. I'll be talking about the perspective, and now I'll be watching your chat boxes. Tell me, what do you see on the screen? Tell me, what do you see on the screen? What is there on the screen? Quickly. What is there on the screen? A dot, a spot, wonderful. A black circle, very good. A black hole, a black ball, too good. A black ball, all right. A black circle, wonderful. A dark circle, very good. See, this is the power of being a teacher. You respond to things very fast, because you want your students to respond fast. Oh, black ball, a black circle, a dot, a black round, superb. A black circle, wonderful. Black ball, black circle, bold, black circle, big dot, wonderful. Black ball. Okay, please stop, so that I can begin. Now, see, this is what I call perspective, that whenever something you see, you have your own perspective, you have your own point of view, you have your own understanding about that particular thing. This goes very deeply when you are evaluating somebody, when you are assessing somebody, then this perspection or perspective of yours is the major role player. When I'm showing this screen to you, every one of you is telling me that there is a black dot or a black circle. What we have missed on, what really we have missed on is that you were looking to only the 4% of the screen. And there is way 96% was completely missed on by almost all of you. And this 96%, which was the white space, you were only looking to the dot or the circle or maybe a black object or something like that. But you were missing on the 96% of the screen, which is a white space, which is a canvas. And this space will have creativity. This space of your vision, of your perspective would have the significance. The thoughtfulness would not be there in the black dot of 4%. The thoughtfulness and the future would be there in 96% of what you didn't see. Do you agree to this example? Do you agree to this example of perspective that we miss on looking to the bigger picture? We miss on the wider picture and we ease out our point of view. We ease out what we look is generally very obvious. We do not view things which are not obvious. And this is where the assessment and the evaluation plays the most critical and vital role. If you look to only the 4% of it, you will miss on the creativity. You will miss on the significance. You will miss on the thoughtfulness. And finally, you are going to miss on the future. This is the power of perspective. Let me begin. Let me begin. And beginning is something like this. English in today's context has become very, very difficult. You all are English teachers now. I know. Look to my screen, this is just a screenshot of a chat of basically a mail, maybe a Gmail body. These wavy lines out here, these wavy lines have completely changed the way English is looked upon. All of us, we do not bother about spellings. And all of us have gone bad in spellings because of these red lines which we see on our screen. One more thing, one more new technology has come up that actually it gives you the grammatical suggestions also now. So our grammar, earlier, our spellings became wrong or became, unattended. But now technology is supporting me for my grammar also. Meaning thereby, technology is taking my human instinct and intellect of remembering, of creating spellings and crafting grammatically right sentences. Because all of us, since we have started using Microsoft Word or any other text editor, we know that if anytime we are missing on the spelling, there'll be red zazzy lines at the bottom of it, and we can actually change the spelling. You know what technology has done by this? What technology has done by this is this. Technology is letting us throw our mind, and technology is overpowering our mind, our intellect, our thoughtfulness, our creativity, and technology is forcing us that we stick to technology and we start using less of our, cognitive skills. I'll give you an example. This is the biggest challenge of teaching English in today's context. Because if you teach English, if you teach grammar, the students might take it that, okay, how does tenses or how does punctuations bother me? My Microsoft Word or my Google Mail body would correct me if I'm wrong. So there comes the cognitive slackness, which the technology has brought in. This is one of the biggest challenges for you, me, as English teachers, which we are facing. The second biggest challenge is that the language has completely changed. If you see this particular cartoon, it has got depth and depth of miles that Shakespeare is writing to be or not to be, not in English. He's actually using the now used kind of verbose, now used kind of, slangish language. And this is again one of the biggest challenges. But do you think that these are all only challenges that technology has overridden? Technology or maybe the style of writing English has completely changed? There is an opportunity that whenever you are talking in class about grammar, you can give them examples using technology. You can create something like this. I'll talk about it a little later. But let's talk about what exactly assessment means. According to Cambridge Dictionary, this is the Cambridge Dictionary's statement about assessment. It says that it is judging the amount and value, which sums up to the quantity, what you are actually looking. And the second is the quality or the importance. I'll go back to my example of that screen. I'll go back to the example of the screen, which I have already shown it to you. Now, the black dots 4% and whites 96% sums up to this quantity. But the quality lies, I wrote over there in the creativity, the significance, the thoughtfulness, and the future. So quality comes in with a big picture. So always think of a big picture. Always think of a big picture. And you need to create a trade-off, a balance between the quantity and the quality of what a student has done. Don't just simply focus on the black dot. There is a bigger picture. Look to the bigger picture first. The difference between assessment and evaluation. There are two words actually. People talk about there is an assessment and there is an evaluation. The role of or the purpose of assessment is to increase quality. Means, say for example, there are group of students in your class. The purpose of assessment would be how do you increase the quality of the learning outcomes which you are actually delivering. But the purpose of evaluation is to judge the quality. There are two very clear-cut words. One is increasing the quality, and the second is judging the quality. I'll give you example. I'll give you your style example. But first, I will be asking you a question in your chat box. That what according to you in a day you do for assessment and what you do for evaluation. I will repeat. The assessment is to increase or to enhance the quality, whereas the evaluation is to judge the quality. I'll give you 1 minute and in your chat boxes, because somebody from my team is recording that who's answering the fast. What do you do? What do you do for assessment? What do you do for assessment in your day-to-day life? Means you want to increase the quality You want to increase, yeah, assessment. Mardhyani, please write. What do you do for assessment in your day-to-day life? Means you're trying to improve the quality by assessing or judgment, and you're not judging. You're not giving the judgment. Give task and homework. Okay, give task and homework is the assessment, and what is the evaluation? Assessment, in assessment, do not type assessment only. Type in front of the assessment, what do you? I give speaking practice. Oh, very good. Oh, very good. And what for evaluation you people do? Assessment is giving tasks. Very good. Assessment is giving tasks so that you can very well increase their quality once they come back. I do a test for evaluation. Assessment to get the results of what we have as a student from, by giving, okay, give practice, give a project, ask the, oh, that's wonderful, that's wonderful. Give them a project, give them homework is the assessment, because once they come back, you check their homeworks and try to enhance the quality of learning. But their final examinations, but I was more bothered about what in your day-to-day life. Forget about your classes. You take classes so much, so forth. Forget about your classes. Tell me what in your daily life. Uh, don't talk about your students. You as an individual, what do you do in your daily life? Evaluation by asking students. I want you to talk about yourself. What you do for your personal quality enhancement. We ask students, Lestari, I'm not talking about you and your students. I'm talking about you as an individual. That I as an individual, I do this as an assignment so that I increase my quality, and I do this as an evaluation so that I judge my quality. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, great people, great people. The way I have done something a day, learning more about speaking and grammar from a book. Very good. Very good. I reflect myself. Ruhul must be capturing all these great answers. Oh, this is the best. Leli Yanati. That cooking something and taste the cook. Okay. So let me take you to life. Let me really take you to life. You move around and you basically bodo satavi. You take gudeg, or you take your soups like bodo satavi kind of soup. If you're standing at a place where it is a marketplace, and you are tasting the soup or bodo satavi out there, that is an evaluation, because you're judging. And after this judgment, you will ask people to go and eat there or not to go and eat there because the quality was good. But when your mom, or when your spouse is cooking the same soup, you are doing the assessment, because you might tell him or her that yes, if we can put more soya sauce, it'll taste better. There's a very clear cut picture of the difference between assessment and evaluation. This side, when you are actually assessing, or when you are there to improve the quality by your point of view, then it is assessment. But when it is actually judging the quality by your point of view, no, it is not good. I'll ask people not to come and drink the soup here. Then it becomes the evaluation. Another example, if you're watching an Olympic match and your superstar is playing the badminton out there, you're not assessing, you're actually judging whether he has played his best game today or not. That is the judgment, and that comes under evaluation. But when you're teaching your small little child to play badminton, you are actually enhancing his quality. Every time when you talk about that, please hold the racket like this, then you'll have to sway the shuttlecock and then hit it like this. That time you are not judging, you are not reaching to the conclusion whether he'll be able to play badminton or not. You're basically trying that from next time onwards or next strike of the shuttlecock, he's actually improvising. The basic, very clear cut difference is that here you are improvising, here you are improving, and here in evaluation, you are judging. Is this example clear and noteworthy for you in your chat boxes? Are these two examples agreeable to you? Very good. Srishti Maurya. Wow. Okay. Yup.
Names to India, sir.
Yup. English teachers should not type yup, please. We are talking about making, Shakespeare not to write to be or not to be. So please do not write yup. Please write yes. Oh, okay. Clear, sir. Clear. Okay. I'll make things more clearer. Clearer than your soups, I'll make it more clearer than your soups. So let's go how things go ahead. Now, when we are talking about assessment, forget about evaluation. We are not judging. We are not saying that good or no good. We are not saying good or bad. We are saying, okay, this can be improved like this. And now we are going to focus on assessment only. Forget about evaluation. We are there to improve something. We are there to give our point of view so that the individual can improvise upon, can actually work on, so that next time when he or she does that, he or she does it in a better way. The very first kind of assessment in your daily life, what you do is think of a scenario that you went to the school in which you are teaching for the very first time and you were going to first floor. You were taking up staircases, na? You know what you were doing? You were actually judging how much is the height, how much is the width of the staircase for the very first time. Second time, you were actually a little less particular about the height and width because it is already stored in your mind. Now, do you even look to that how's the height of the staircase and how's the width of the staircase? Because you have improvised yourself based on the assessment of just these dimensions of the staircase. Now, this is one way of assessment. But this assessment is very short-lived. Very, very short-lived, that you have taken a judgment of the height of the staircase. Wherever you go to a new building, you rise to the staircases, and you're just simply judging on the height and the width once. That kind of assessment is actually momentary. It's very short-lived for that instance of time. But it plays a vital role in future inference building. It really plays a role when you want to, again, to the example of the staircase of your house. For the very first time when you were rising to those staircases, you were doing the assessment which was short-lived, which was momentary. And now you do not need it because you already have built in your mind the height width kind of a mapping of the staircase. And in the night, even if the light is not there, you can very well rise those staircases. The very first type of assessment is momentary, short-lived, which is not playing any kind of critical role in life, but it actually is becoming a knowledge base, and it is meant for inference building. The second type of assessment, we are not talking about evaluation, we are not judging, we are we are trying to improve the quality. We are actually looking to small little things which can make things better. This first type I talked about is momentary. The assessment you do is for a very short little period of time, and then it builds the knowledge in your mind, and then you are happy. The second kind of assessment, we all work in a organization, we have a family around. The second kind of assessment which you do is for the moods of people. You can very well make out that your spouse, your wife or husband is not in a happy mood because of the judgment of the face only. It's not the judgment, it is the point of view of the face only. You can very well make out that one of your colleague is not happy today. This is another form of judgment, or this is another form of assessment. This is different than the momentary, which was for a very short duration or momentary kind of an assessment. This is an assessment of the mood of an individual, because you walk into a principal's office and that principal today she's angry, so you'll actually create not that momentary but a little long lived, not that long lived, but a little long lived kind of a impression about the mood of an individual. Now this kind of assessment is having a specific lifetime, because today you go to the principal, she's happy. Tomorrow you go to the principal, she's not happy. But you are not momentary. You are not for that instance only. You will carry it for a little longer period of time. Now this kind of assessment, it builds the impression. It does not participates in inference building or knowledge addendum. It does not adds to the knowledge, but it basically builds a momentary or a specific time kind of an impression. This happens with all of us anywhere and everywhere. You might have created an impression about me also up till now. Now that is the second kind of an assessment which you are doing about me. You might have given an assessment about my that black dot kind of theory. Now that is up to you, whether it is very short-lived or it is living for maybe uh, uh, 2 weeks, or it is going to live throughout your life. The third kind of assessment is when you buy a car or when you buy a house. That's again assessment actually. That's again, you're putting all your point of view to reach out to a conclusion. Now, this kind of assessment is long-lived. So three kinds of assessment: momentary, then short-lived, or maybe specifically living for a particular period of time, and the third is long-lived. You cannot buy a car, come back home, drive it for maybe 100 kilometers and go back and say that, no, I didn't like it, please change my car, I want to go in for this. Same is the case with your house. Now that is again assessment. That is again, you are basically doing a quality quantity check. But this kind of assessment is longish and is a terminal kind of thing. Once you decide, you will not be able to go back and revise your conclusions. The second task is, there are three categories of assessment which I talked about. You'll have to, in your chat boxes, type that what are these three categories of assessment. Three categories of assessment, not assessment. We are talking about assessment only. What are three kind of assessment I just talked about? One is momentary, very good. Shukriya, Hasibuan, very good, momentary. The second, you'll have to gain the full marks, you'll have to actually type all three of them in one line. Momentary, comma, second one, comma, third one. Quickly. Exercise, task, and assignment. Anita, I'm not talking about the details of it, the cognitive, psychometric. No, right now just simply we are talking about One is momentary. People are now coming up. Momentary, specific, lifespan, and long lived. Sony has done wonders. Nidya is on one part only: daily life, long life, and specific life. A momentary, specific lifespan. Any is good. Long lived, momentary. You'll have to answer them in order. Srishti Maurya is actually giving good answers. Very good, very good, very good. And Super Joe. Allow me to uh, uh, mispronounce your names. I'm bad at it, and I told you the Google and Microsoft Word kind of technology has made me bad in English, but still I'm trying. My momentary, specific lifespan, and long lived. Aprina. Oh, wonderful. So let's actually go ahead. Are you all, am I boring you in your chat box? Am I boring you anyhow? Am I boring you? Oh, please tell me if I'm boring you. Am I boring you?
No, sir. There's a unanimous.
Okay. Even if I'm boring you, that would be momentary. That'll not be lifelong. So do not bother about it. Let's get a little more bored. So let's actually begin. Let's begin. Let's begin. This already you have already given me the answers. Wonderful answers, everybody. Three types of assessment: momentary, short span, and long fall. Now I'll take this to your classroom. What all is being done inside the classroom with momentary types, with short span types, with long haul types. Now, if you have understood all of them, we'll talk about. But before going to that, see, what happens is that we are actually in this particular doctrine or in this particular domain only, that we develop learning outcomes and we assess the student performance. But this cycle is not complete. This cycle of teaching and learning is not complete because we are missing on the analysis of the result. Even if we are doing that, while we are assessing the student, we are analyzing the result. We are missing on one of the biggest and the grandest opportunity of teaching and learning, that we use results. After analysis of the results, we use results to improve and then develop learning outcomes. We need to close this circle. We need to complete this cycle. How do we do that? I'll talk about. So, as we talked about, assessments are of three kinds. One is momentary, the other is short-lived, and the other is long-lived. Technically, now this is by virtue of definition of assessment. Assessment is known as assessment as learning. The very first kind of assessment is known as assessment as learning. This is the momentary. This is spontaneous, and these are non-graded interventions which you bring inside your classes. They are not graded. You're not assigning marks, but there's something like black dots. I was actually not grading you on the basis of black dot and the white space. I was actually creating a spontaneous engagement of all of you when I was doing that. And the form of assessment which I was doing was assessment as learning. The second form of assessment is also known as assessment for learning. The very first form is assessment as learning, which is momentary kinds, and you remember this momentary kinds by the staircases. The second is assessment for learning. This is short-lived, short span. They are graded, but they are very lightly graded. All your tests, small tests, or maybe graded homeworks which you give, they come in this assessment for learning. All the quizzes which you give inside the class, which are lightly graded, which are not heavily graded, that you get 70 out of 100 marks on this of the total span. They're lightly graded, maybe 2 marks, 4 marks out of the total 100 which you are going to give in that particular course. But the third is assessment of learning, and this is like buying a car. This is a terminal grade. This belongs to the category wherein actually you cannot go back and improve yourself. For these two, assessment as learning and assessment for learning, you have got an opportunity to go back and improve. Go back and improve. But here, you are doing it in the last. So there is no scope of going back. No scope of going back. Meaning thereby that when there is no scope of going back, you cannot improve. What you can do is, for the next batch of students, you can improve yourself. But you cannot do anything with the present batch of students. So all the time, the prime focus should be on assessment as learning and assessment for learning. This also, assessment of learning also plays a vital role. But this is the final grade or final marks which you assign to that student. In which, well, see, you have seen that parent-teacher meeting, or you have seen that interaction which happens during the session and which happens at the last of the session. Whenever it is happening during the session, then you can suggest a child to improve for that particular course. But when it is happening after all is done, after the final marks are accorded, then there is no scope, there is no way that you can go back, improve, and let the student improve. I'll talk about, see, I've already talked about assessment as learning works for the metacognitive skills. It is basically going deep into your mind. I will tell you that I did that black dot kind of assessment with you. That was assessment as learning. But you know, that has completely changed your metacognitive skill. Next time, whenever somebody is going to show you that black dot, you'll not just simply be looking to that black dot. Make it sure. I'm completely sure that then you'll have the perspective of looking to the entire screen with white canvas and something there on block. It basically enables adjustments, improvements. So this is assessment as learning. The second is assessment for learning. This, as I told you, it is like the moods of your individual, short span, short lived. And they're like the tests which you conduct in the class, the quizzes which you conduct in the class. You give homeworks which are evaluative, which are graded, on which you are giving the marks which are participating in the total marks of that student. This is assessment for learning. This is meant to monitor the quality and the quantity of assessment. But this assessment of learning is done at the end, means the entire classes are going on, and in the last you conduct a final examination, and then you have some homeworks in between. So these are what? Assessment of learning. And during this class, you gave non-graded some excitement like black dot on a white screen kind of thing. These are off, but this final exam is the assessment of learning. These are four components in between. This happens after. So there is no scope, no going back. You cannot go back, no going back. You cannot redo the past. And this becomes terminal. I'll give you the clear-cut picture. I'm not making you bored. You know, traditionally what happens is that we are having this kind of distribution. This is your final exam. Off means your final exam. For means your tests, and this is in class short, in class momentary kind of assessment you do, in class momentary assessments. You know what happens is, this is the traditional that we grade or we give major volume to assessment of learning. We give some of the weightage to assessment for learning, but assessment as learning in tradition is not given. So this is not assessment. This is absolutely not assessment, and this is more on evaluation, because here you are judging, and the component of judging without scope of modification is off. So this is not assessment, and you are actually working on the evaluation. From today onwards, if you have understood the difference between assessment as learning, assessment for learning, assessment of learning, then try to work on components like this that have more and more of assessment as learning. Give them loads of black dots on white screen. Give them loads of black dots on white screen, and let them actually build their metacognitive skills. Have a substantial amount of for learning through homeworks, through projects. Now, projects are of two kinds. Somebody was talking about projects. Projects are of two kinds. One is you give the project and you do the final evaluation. But then there is a project, a small little project which you give today and which is to be submitted next week. Now that will come in assessment for learning. But the final project, a project which you have given, which you are assessing in the last, would come in assessment of learning. So a student submits on the last day of the school, and you are unable to go back and modify or improve the quality. But if the project is being evaluated in between also, then that becomes assessment for learning. And all the interventions, all the interactions which you do in the class, which are not graded, but which are meant for building excitement, becomes assessment as learning. We as teachers need to understand certain challenges, because when I'm talking about assessment and evaluation, we need to understand certain challenges also. The biggest challenge is that the world is having this philosophy. Look to this picture out here. The individual is talking about to all the animals that for the fair selection you'll have to rise or climb the tree. Now look to this chap. He will score the highest, or rather this particular animal would score the highest. But what about this? And think of this, means you might be having students of all categories and all creeds, all pedigrees in your class. If you have the same kind of an exam, or the exam is not noteworthy to bring out the capability of all the student, then you are into this ironical evaluation or assessment. The second challenge is, see what this boy is talking about. This boy is talking about, I taught Stripe how to whistle. Now this dog's name is Stripe. He's talking to this particular boy, a friend of his, that I taught Stripe how to whistle. And then this friend looks to the Stripe and says, I don't hear him whistling. He is not hearing the dog whistling. Your next task is, you'll have to tell me in 1 minute why the dog is not whistling in your chat boxes. Why the dog is not whistling in your chat boxes? Why the dog is not whistling? Because that is where the entire essence of teaching, assessment, evaluation, learning outcomes, mapping the learning outcomes, why the dog is not whistling. See, the dog doesn't feel convenient. Very good, Reza. Very good. Dog doesn't feel convenient because dog can't whistling but barking. Very good. I can't say, oh, this is not okay. Somebody is unable to see my screen. Please log out and then log in once again. You'll be able to see that screen. The dog just can barking because the dog only able to bark. Okay, bad signal. But you know that boy is saying that I taught Stripe to whistle. But the boy is claiming that he has taught. Not its nature. The dog is confused. I'm so, see, this is what I call, I'm learning from all of you. You are learning from one individual, one old man, and I'm learning from 450 plus people. Because the dog can't whistling but barking, but doesn't cause the dog sound. Dog sound is bad. Hot Dina, that's very good answer. Nurul, it bark, okay. Lina, Sri Rahayu, because dog is barking. Okay. Rahul might have captured. Rahul might have captured. I'll tell you. The thing which I'm going to place in front of you is the biggest irony of not being a truthful teacher. You know what this boy says? I said I taught him, but I didn't say that he learned it. Now, if you remember this particular cartoon throughout your life, you will always be the grandest teacher in your community. There is a way difference between teaching people and what, how, and much they have learned is the complete role which comes out from the assessment and not from the assessment of. It comes out from assessment as an assessment for learning. Because if it is assessment of learning, you cannot go back. You cannot go back and do some kind of modification. Here, if you want to complete this cycle, you'll have to do loads of assessment as learning and assessment for learning. Because if it is off learning, then you cannot go back to Stripe and teach him whistle. It's not about dogs can only bark; they can whistle also. If you are capable enough to teach, not just simply teach, but assess or measure or gauge that whether they have learnt it or not, and that is the power of assessment. This I always talk to the teachers. See, look, in 1970, somebody created an assessment or evaluation or whatever you say, that you'll have to calculate the surface area of a complex object like this. And look to the power of easing out, that you try to ease out. And the biggest ease out you can do is in your assessment mechanism, is in your evaluation mechanism. In 1985, this object was eased out to a simple plane object. It wasn't even in 2000. Calculate the surface area of the rectangle by, it is saying that how do you calculate? By multiplying the length and the width. This doesn't stop here. It actually, in 2010, it says choose the correct answer. What is the surface area? 4,600 and maybe 8 lakhs or something like that. So obviousness out of the answer, you know that this rectangle cannot be greater than this. People eased out. Could you see that in 2015 there's a well researched kind of an article. In 2015, choose the correct answer. What is the surface area of rectangle? Michael Jackson, Canada, 600 and breakfast. Here it was obvious, but here it was clearly obvious that the area of rectangle can only be 600. This is how you ease out your assessment. But this easing out results in complete devastation of learning of your pupil, of your students. And see, in 2018, you know what happens? Color the rectangle with the color you prefer. So it all started from where and how easing out. And you know what happens in 2020? 2020. Go and watch the YouTube video for rectangle. Watch YouTube video. This would happen in 2020. Yes, COVID's challenge that you cannot actually do away with. That now you're going to say in 2020, all the people go to YouTube and watch a rectangles video, and whatever they watch, okay, fine now. We'll have to do away with this. This is the entire thing. You can go and read about this research article. Now there is a task for you, that you'll have to create the most obvious, as somebody created Michael Jackson, Canada 600 and all. Now you'll have to create a most obvious and lenient multiple choice question. You'll have to give me the phrase which you are going to write and give me 4 options, A, B, C, D on your chat boxes to identify a chair out of 4 objects. This is going to be your task one. Take your time quickly in your chat boxes. My intention is that you write the question that how do you make it so obvious that people will select only the chair from the given options. People will only select chair. Let the people only select red, blue. Draw something what you love. Donna, you are getting closer. Donna, Donna was talking about 2020. Okay, A, B, C, D, 600. Don't bother about it. Don't bother about it because I'm looking to the time. We are running short of time, so let me quickly move on. Now, this is the perfect obviousness. An object used for sitting in a room. An object used for sitting in a room. Can it be pizza? No. Can it be earth? No. Can it be dog? Do you sit on dog? I don't. I don't have the courage of sitting over the dog. So only obvious answer would be what? Chair. Let's move on. All of you know this picture? All of you know this picture? What is this picture of? In your chat box. What is this picture of, which I'm showing it to you on my screen? What is this picture of? Faster on your chat boxes, please. Faster on your chat boxes. What is this picture of? The famous Indian star, superstar, movie star, or what? With the dog's hearing so sensitive. Forget about the dog. Forget about the dog. Forget about the dog. Forget about B as an option. What picture? 4 legs? Ernita is saying, yeah. And tell me, did you knew this picture on 1st of March 2020? Tell me this. Did you knew this picture on 1st of March 2020? No, we all did knew what this object is on 1st of March. But after 1st of March, this has become the most devastating pictures in our life. I'll go ahead and talk about it for a little bit so that, Raviji, how much time do I have? 10 minutes so that I sum up?
Sir, we have another 15-20 minutes here, sir.
Wonderful. So I have time. In your chat boxes, am I boring you? Am I boring you in your chat boxes? COVID-19, forget about COVID-19. Am I boring you in your chat boxes? Yes, this time, Quatraji, they feel that they are getting bored.
No, sir. They're, in fact, they're all saying no.
No. I didn't see. Anyhow.
Sir. Enjoy your explanation. Love to hear from you. Very interesting.
Even if you're getting bored, bear with me for 15 more minutes of your life. No problem.
So something is coming on your screen, sir.
A transit, because it was transiting, I think the time.
Okay. So your screen is gone, sir. Laviraj, sir?
I think he's logged out. Let me check.
Yeah. Bapaibu, Savantarya Bapaibu, I think there's, we'll just check with Dr. Laviraj Gupta.
In the meantime, I think you can talk about the attendance link that has been shared.
Have you shared it, sir? आपने शेयर किया है सर?
एक मिनट सर को एडमिट कर रहा हूँ.
हाँ जी, please. Bapak Ibu senang ya Bapak Ibu, jadi hari ini kan ada yang presentasinya dari Dr. Laviraj Gupta.
Requested, sir. He's already joined. So I've requested him to. He's there. Yeah. Apologies. My sincere apologies. My sincere apologies. Before I start my screen sharing, are you all happy? Yes. What did we say? Yes means what? How do you say yes? Happy. Sir, you've forgotten that? You've forgotten that? Okay. So I'm happy. I'm happy to learn from all of you. You might not be happy, but I'm so very happy to learn from all of you.
Bapak Ibu, kalau happy, please raise your hands. Put your fingers too, Bapak Ibu. Kalau Bapak Ibu happy, please put in front of your screen. Please put seperti ini, Bapak Ibu.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So let's actually move on further.
Yes.
See, when COVID came into picture, the lifestyle completely got changed. I am going to talk about some paradigmatic shifts, some shifts, which are completely in the COVID-19 era only. And I call this as it took our classes from room to Zoom. We are also doing the same way. Otherwise, I might have been there in Indonesia, or all of you might have been there in LPU, and might be doing something great and grand to do so. But this is one of the major shifts which COVID-19 has brought in, that the classes actually got shifted from room to Zoom. The second, the assessment went from class to glass. Go and search Google. You will not find this anywhere. From room to Zoom and class to glass. There's an aboriginal thought, aboriginal idea. Because all what I am writing is on the glass, on the piece of glass which I am writing. And all your students are actually attempting all your questions, queries on glass. So assessment were shifted from class to glass. The challenges were, we all are in virtual connect. Believe me, if you might be seeing me in principle or in physical strength, you might be experiencing my body language, which possibly might be a little more exciting, and I might be seeing your faces actually with all your emotions. So anybody sleeping right now like this, I'll not be able to make out, because Zoom does not give me that opportunity. But if in my session in physical, if you might have done like this, I might have identified, yeah, there are 20 people sleeping and yawning. It gives you e-access. And this is something very important, that there is zero experiential learning. And it came with loads of unseen methods. But the biggest opportunity which COVID-19, I always say, has come up with this word. And you know what this is? Convenience. Look to you. I'm seeing one of the individuals, or let me see if I can see more number of individuals. I'm seeing Mr. Ravi Makhija. He's actually sitting at his home, very conveniently sitting at his home. And if he wants to have a cup of coffee, it's so convenient for him to get a cup of coffee during a session. COVID-19 has only brought in this biggest opportunity of convenience. I'm so very conveniently talking to you. Otherwise, I might have traveled actually more than 700 meters to come to the auditorium where you people were sitting. But now, even if you're sitting in Sumatra Uttra, we are interacting. Isn't that convenience? And that is the opportunity which this COVID-19 has brought in. I'll quickly take you through what LPU has done. For assessment as learning. Do you remember assessment as learning is something momentary? It is ungraded, which is not graded. It is momentary, but it is very important for metacognitive skills. Assessment as learning, if you remember throughout your life, is that black dot on the white canvas. That is assessment as learning. For this, we have dynamic polls in our classes. Faculty members abruptly, anytime, as I was giving you exercises to do, faculty members, they actually push in dynamic polls inside the classes. For assessment as learning, we have our own, WhatsApp. We have built our own WhatsApp, which is specifically meant for LPU people. And we do LPU live quick quizzes. So during the lecture, I take up a lecture and I push a quick quiz on their mobile phone, and they attempt that on their mobile phone. Assessment as learning, we do loads of learning analytics. After this session, one of my colleague is actually capturing that how quickly and how fast you are responding to my queries. And we'll do loads of analytics on giving me a clearer insight that this example, or this question was not understood by the audience very properly. This is the power which we do for learning. Our students play game in all the classes in LPU. They play where it has gone.
Yes, pause. Yeah.
Back again.
Yes. Yeah.
So
reshare. It's your screen sharing has to be done, sir.
Again, reshare it. All right.
Haan, sir.
Karthik, let me do that. I'm again. Okay. I'll again. Somebody's putting question mark. Room to Zoom. Yeah. So we actually now it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So technology glitches. Nobody can help them. We have as Quatraji was talking about, or let me tell you, this is one of the patented copyrighted approaches which we have created. In each class, a student plays a game for the quality of the content, the application orientation, the doubt clearing, and the delivery. Student plays a game, and out of this game, we give a faculty a clear-cut opportunity to understand that in which section for which course he has to use more assessment as learning, assessment of learning, and assessment for learning. We all know that this actually results in loads of suggestive analytics, loads of inferential analytics that my students give me an opportunity that after the class, I can judge whether my examples were very well understood or not. We also played a game, and somehow I have also captured your emotions while you were giving answers to my queries. We give loads of online projects, and this is what we have started actually in off. And this is, I was talking about the final exams. We have our final exams in which actually the camera of the student is on, and if he's looking here and there, we actually keep track of it. Feel happy now. Only 2-3 slides are left, and I'm closing. So the biggest takeaway of my interaction with all of you is that move on your mindset from evaluation mode to assessment mode. Now we all know what evaluation means and what assessment means. Take my example back to the soup. Do not, even if your small little child has for the very first time made the soup, you should not be evaluative. No, you cannot make the soup. It's so bad. Even if he has made a bad soup, give him or her tips and tricks so that the next time when he or she makes the soup, it is better than today's soup. You'll have to implement this ideology of moving from evaluation, which is judgmental, which is judging the quality, to assessment, which is truly improving the quality, and you'll actually reach to this. You'll have board of education, not board of education. I really do not know if I create this is A and this is B. My session, you'll put it in the A category or B category. Put your chat boxes. In your chat boxes. A board of education or board of education. Okay. And we are capturing all your answers right now, so that I am going to do the loads of analytics that you knew that this is going to be one of the last slides. So you were happily answering faster than the other slides. We can capture that. Okay. So I'm so very happy that none of you chose B. But believe me, I will conclude this because this is my personal, I take it as personal motto of my life. So as a teacher, if I'm transferring or if I'm translating motto of a teacher, which out of, all 32, 33 years of teaching which I have gathered, is this slide. I am changing the world one day at a time. I am really changing the world one day at a time because I teach. Do not hesitate to change. Do not think that you cannot change. You can really make one of the big difference. And believe me, all of you have taught a person in education for 35 years quite a lot today. Thank you so much for teaching me today. And let us all learn together. I wish you all the very best. Good luck and Godspeed. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. A round of applause. Thank you so much, sir. Really, very enlightening. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot for your wonderful explanation, sir. We really appreciate to understand the differences between evaluation and assessment, because many a times we do something, but actually we don't understand. But I think today you have really made us understand, the differences between those two. Okay, Bapaibu, since we have Dr. Laviraj Gupta with us, if there are any questions, Bapaibu, let us use this opportunity to ask a couple of questions. If anyone having a question, please put it in the chat box and we'll request sir to please answer the same.
Sure.
Yeah. Bapaibu, kalau ada pertanyaan, silakan di chat box Bapaibu. Bapak Laviraj Gupta ada, jadi beliau langsung dijawabkan. So please go ahead and put your questions right away. Thank you. Sir, could we have a copy of your PowerPoint, sir, so that we could just share with all the people, if that's okay?
Yeah, that Ravi sir, we are uploading all the resources in the Wakelet, so it will be there. So Wakelet link has already been shared, so you can share it again with them.
Fine,
so all the resources, including the session recordings, are being uploaded on the Wakelet collection.
Okay, when we were discussing about, somebody actually nailed the thought, and somebody asked the question, what about attendance? Yeah, assessment and attendance. I'll tell you. If you ask your students that tomorrow I'm going to play a movie, a very popular movie in your class, will you have to take attendance that day? No, all of them would be there, because you have already announced that I'm going to show you a movie. Why can't we leave our lecture in the end in such a way that people are excited to come to my class tomorrow? And that is the biggest power which a teacher has.
Absolutely.
I'll give you an explanation that the best teacher, even if he announces that the class would be there at 10 o'clock in the night, nobody is going to ask questions at 10 o'clock in the night. No, they'll be there. Do not bother about the attendance. If you have delivered today the best, tomorrow students would surely be there.
So there's one question, sir, which has just come in.
Go ahead.
Laviraj, sir?
Yes,
Sure. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You're audible. So the question is, sir, what is the best assessment we should prepare as an English teacher? Because we teach the same materials to the students with different characteristics.
See, the best assessment mechanism for any language. Say, for example, I started learning, if I start learning your bhasha, Indonesian bhasha, the biggest assessment for me would be to throw some experiences, show them. I'll give you that the best way of assessment. We all see Tom and Jerry. Do you see Tom and Jerry? Yes or no? Tom and Jerry cartoons. You see Tom and Jerry? Yes or no? Tom and Jerry, na? Show them a clip of Tom and Jerry and ask them to write what Tom is speaking and what Jerry is speaking, because they do not speak, na? They only actually run around and do the activity. Let them answer, or let them create a dialogue between Tom and Jerry for a given clip. Believe me, this is going to be the best form of assessment. This is going to gauge or evaluate or would give you a very clear picture how much they have understood. And they'll be exciting. And ask them, tomorrow I'm going to give you Spider-Man as an assessment. They will run to your classes. Have I answered, Raviji?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's another one question that is from Ibu Mariani. The question is, how do we give the students assessments since studying from home, sir? And can you please tell us what actually the best evaluation for the students since studying from home? When making some tasks, the students are really lazy to do it.
Again, create a go to Google, your friend Google, and get a cartoon from Google which is more related to your country, more related to the children of your country, and remove the sayings in that cartoon. What two subtitles, or remove something, and then you can very well share it in the chat box, that go over there and look to this cartoon, and tomorrow explain it to me in English, that what does this cartoon intends to say. Even if you I'll tell you, we all know about emojis. You have seen, na? Yellow caricatures like smiling and things like that. Give them 3 different emojis and then let them explain those emojis in their own words. Give them a situation and ask them to put an emoji for that particular situation. I'll give you an example. Give them do not give them that a little difficult, but give them a scenario that they are actually walking by and then they see a pup by the road. Which emoji they will use to express? Which one is more educative, assessment or evaluation? Assessment all the time. Assessment would always score higher than the evaluation.
So there's another question. I asked my students to make their own timetable during the online learning in order to know the condition. Meanwhile, adding their vocabulary, they can also enjoy it. Any tips how to maximize their attention? Any advice, sir?
See, with you as English teachers, the biggest excitement what you can do is go to their level and try to figure out what they are more excited of. If you can ask them to write how the mother has cooked the meal, the steps of mother cooking the meal, that will be more informative and exciting than building the timetable. Because building the timetable is again bringing back them to academics. Disassociate them from the academics. Ask them that you'll have to write in your own words that how your mother cooked the last meal yesterday. Wouldn't that be more exciting? Yeah. Give them situations which are very close to their heart, not close to your classrooms, not close to your Zoom screen. Give them the situation. Ask them that what does your father do when he is attending the meeting? Ask him or her to write steps. So he's actually observing his or her father and would creating a comprehension of what all he is seeing. It is like, writing an essay, but essay on a situation, not essay on a cow.
So the other question is, how do we make assessment for students with different knowledge background?
The assessment actually, see, it is not the design of the assessment. it is the design of the marks which they get should be differential. I'll tell you a very good example on this. If in my class, if I'm wanting students to make fan, a table fan or something like that, no? I will have to give marks who can create something which is delivering air for me. So this is for the student with the lowest learning capability or lowest cognitive skills. Then I'll add that my fan should be controlled by the temperature of the room. This is for somebody higher. Then my assessment would be for people who can create a fan with air controlled by the temperature, and also can look to what was the temperature last year for this particular day. So in these three kind of modes, I have taken care of all types of learners. I've shown you that picture. In this, I have taken care of fish also. I'm not asking them to climb the tree at a go. I will ask individuals, part of the individuals, which you can judge from the assessment as learning. It can go a long way. It can really go a long way. But and it comes by experience. Whenever all the males are going to have hairstyle like me, I've got a hairstyle, when the males, all the males are going to have a hairstyle like me, you will have loads of understanding and knowledge. Knowledge you have, but loads of courage to do something new.
So there's one more question is, does assessment of learning also give a chance for the students to go back and learn the previous material as they have in assessment for learning?
No, it actually completely negates, because once you give the final marks, it is a general human tendency that once they see that this is terminal, this is not going to go back, there are only 0.1% of the students who bother about what happened in the past, because they are more bothered about what is coming next. What is coming next? Another same example of car. You bought a car. Can you go back to the person and say, no, sir, this car color is not good. You give me another color car. And after 3 days again you go and say, no, sir, this window is not opening properly. You give me another car. He'll actually not give you another car. He can just simply fix up the problems. So that's the not the problem, but that is the modus operandi of the terminal evaluation.
Okay. So one more question is, there's Ibu Unita as a teacher. She has made an agreement with the students to use English in her class right from the day one. Is that a kind of an assessment? That's a question number one. And the second one is, how if the students, they disobey? Could you, what should we do? Could you please advise?
Okay. See, this is not an assessment. This is a mandate which you have used in the class. This would not fall under assessment or evaluation. This is a rule which you have created. Now, how do you make people follow the rule? Will be assessment as learning. Because if you say that I'll punish you if you do not speak in English in the class, the other way of doing it is that you say that people who are good, people who love me, will speak in English with me. You're creating the rule, but you are not actually creating it as a mandate, as a forced activity to be done. In a class, it is very important that even if you are doing something, which is very critical, which is very complex, and which is very forceful, how do you present it? How do you give it? Makes the difference.
So one more question is the measurement the same as evaluation, your views?
Okay. If the measurement is meant for cutting a cloth for making the jeans, it is evaluation. But if the measurement is to understand how much stretchable the cloth is, then it is assessment. I crafted this example right now.
Okay. So there are many more questions, sir. Do we still have time, sir? I mean, can we still take them?
I personally feel because it's about 2 o'clock and
Yes, sir. So one last question, sir, if you don't mind.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, Bapaibu, we are really sorry. We are not able to answer all the questions. But again, please put it in the WhatsApp group, and then we will try to answer them. We'll try to get it then. Okay. The last question is how about asking the students to write a short diary or sing an English song? Could that be a good assessment?
See, writing a diary is a very good practice, but do not make it evaluative. That I'll check your diary every day. That's one way of doing so, no? The other way of saying is, if you have written something exciting, I'll give you an opportunity to share that exciting thing with the entire class. What you're doing is you are making them write something for sure, and also giving them an opportunity to share what they have written. But if you'll say every morning, I'll come, you'll have to come and show me your diary, I'll check the diary and give you marks on that. Oh, they will somehow actually try to Google it to write something.
Okay. Sir, thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot for the wonderful presentation and also for really answering all those questions, sir. Actually, honestly, the questions are so many, and I don't think we have the time. So, but really, thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your time. All the questions which have been asked, thank you so much, all the teachers, for all your questions. Unfortunately, due to the limitation of time, Bapak Ibu, karena waktunya mepet, Bapak Ibu, maaf kita nggak bisa dijawabkan semuanya. But again, please put it in the WhatsApp group, and then maybe we will try to get a revert. We will forward it to LPU, and we'll try to get a forward. We'll try to get a reply from them.
Sure.
Right.
Once again, thank you so much, everybody. You people are so wonderful that you have given me energy for coming maybe 2 years. Thank you so much.
Thank you
You've
so
charged
much.
my battery.
Thank you so much, sir. On behalf of all the teachers in Sumatra Uttara, on behalf of the all the organizing committee, thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot for the for your time. Thank you so much also for the presentation, sir. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody.
And
please take care.
Sir, just to add, Laviraj sir, in his classes, he has a way of introducing surprise questions, and he has a star question where, if answered by a brilliant child, he gives them with some kind of a voucher or a some prize, so that motivates the person who has actually come out with a good answer to a very, very pertinent question, and the others are also encouraged and they also learn. So, sir, if you could share those examples also.
There are a lot many of them. I have bored them quite a lot.
Not at all, sir. Absolutely not. Just one, sir. If you want only one example, sir. I mean.
All right. See, what I do is I teach grown-ups. I teach people who consider themselves to be technologically very sound because they have seen YouTube videos and they do not know the concepts behind it. They only have seen the videos. So what I do is when I go inside the class, I carry chocolates, small little chocolates. And I ask question which is absolutely away from what we were discussing. The main thing with the present students is that when they are sitting inside the class, they will think of McDonald's burger. And when they are sitting at the McDonald's, they will think of the class. So you'll have to bring them back to the classes all the time. And you give them chocolates for that, so that they are there in the class. And I must share that with all of you teachers, that I met a student in Bangalore. He called me for a dinner at his house. And he told me, sir, 25 years back, you gave me this chocolate. And believe me, that chocolate was in a glass container. And both his children knew me that he's the one who gave my father this chocolate. That is the power.
Perfect, sir. Excellent.
That is wonderful. That was a wonderful example. Yes. And
thank you. Thank you,
Thank you
everybody.
so much, sir. Thanks a lot once again, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your wonderful insights, sir. We really appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Ravi sir, I have just put on screen the assignment part, and if you could just elaborate on the same.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, sir, could you just explain this initially, sir, and then probably after that I'll explain it, sir?
Yes. So thank you for being a wonderful participant and audience, and coming to the workshop or day and all the 3 days that you've been with us. So now is the time to again summate your learning experiences. So as a part of this culmination of this workshop and short-term course, we are requesting you to please make a video for about 5 to 7 minutes. The duration may vary here and there. About this.
Can it be more than 7 minutes?
Yes, that's why I'm saying it may vary here and there. So we are not very particular about that, but it should cover these aspects which are mentioned there about the short-term course, the learning outcomes, the pedagogy used, and how you intend using it in your classes, and also covering the 3 aspects which were shared with you from time to time, the India as we represented, the Indian education that was shared with you, and also about the lovely Professor University, and of course the organizing ability of tie-ups international. So these are the aspects that you are expected to cover. The Google form, where once you do that, and that link the video has to be uploaded on the YouTube, and that link should be uploaded in the Google form, which is going to be shared by Ravi. Sir, if you can mention that now, can you do that, Ravi? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here, sir. Very much here, sir.
Yeah.
Very much.
So
is it only on the YouTube, sir, or is it?
And those tags, the details of that, you would be circulating it. We would be circulating it shortly. The hashtags that have been mentioned there. So Raviji, please circulate that. And we also please recirculate the Wakelet collection link, because this the resources are there for you to watch, and also this Google form would be uploaded there, so we can have an access to that. So this is again a part of the reviewing and recapping this 3-day experience that you've got, and now we wish that you put it into practice and apply that.
Okay. Sir, is it also, because I remember you were mentioning something about social media. Is it on social media also?
Yes, that is why those hashtags would be again circulated by you. Yes.
Fine. Okay. So Bapak Ibu, just to inform you all, sir, please allow me to speak in Bahasa Indonesia and English, sir, if you don't mind.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Bapak Ibu, sir, could you just put on the assignment details, sir, please, if you don't mind?
I'll do that.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thanks. Oke, so Bapak Ibu, ini adalah assignment-nya yang diberikan karena seperti Bapak Ibu yang udah tahu, ini kan bukan webinar, but it's a workshop ya Bapak Ibu, karena ini the workshop adalah yang untuk 32 jam Bapak Ibu. It's for 32 hours. Now, jadi untuk itu yang ada 2 certificate Bapak Ibu. Like as you all know that there are 2 kinds of certificates. One is the certificate of participation. The certificate of participation is given to all the participants who attend the webinar for 3 days, but it's only a participation with no hours, Bapak Ibu. Itu tidak ada jam ya, Bapak Ibu. Tapi certificate of credit adalah with the hours, with 32 hours. Untuk itu adalah ikut webinar 3 hari sama kehadiran, and also the assignment. And the assignment, Bapak Ibu, adalah as it is written on your screen, Bapak Ibu, is to make a video. To make a video of 5 to 7 minutes, dan ada point-pointnya Bapak Ibu yang as it is mentioned in the screen. You have to write about your learning outcomes. Jadi Bapak Ibu, apa yang Anda belajar di 3 hari, right? Dan bagaimana Anda inginkan untuk dipakai di ajar Anda, yang bagaimana, how do you plan to implement that into your teaching? Dan juga menurut Anda your information about, karena sekarang Bapak Ibu tahu tentang India juga, about Indian education, about lovely profession university, and also about tie-ups. So maybe your overview on those also. Now, Bapak Ibu, please remember one more thing very important nowadays because of the pandemic is every teacher nowadays, they have a YouTube channel. So I think LPU would like everyone, all the teachers, the participants to make a YouTube channel, and you can upload your video. Now the video can be in Bahasa Indonesia or it can be in Bahasa English. It's up to you, Bapak Ibu. Kalau mau pakai Bahasa Indonesia, silakan. Kalau mau pakai Bahasa Inggris, boleh juga, nggak apa-apa. So the language is not a barrier. Bisa pakai Bahasa Inggris atau Bahasa Indonesia. And then you can use your normal handphone to record your video. And then you need to upload the video onto the YouTube, Bapak Ibu. Yang YouTube yang Anda dibikin. Kalau Bapak Ibu udah punya YouTube, if you already have a YouTube channel, you can use your existing YouTube channel. But if in case you don't have a YouTube channel, we request you to please create a new YouTube channel and upload your YouTube channel, upload your video on the YouTube channel with certain hashtags. There are certain criteria, Bapak Ibu, and also to share the YouTube link on the social media. I mean, that is something which is there. I will get all the details, Bapak Ibu, from Pa Sarabjit sir, and I will share that details to you all on the WhatsApp groups. Okay, sir, for the deadline, anything has been fixed, or you would tell me later, sir? How is it?
That we'll discuss. We'll give them some time, and you can in the intimation you can share it with them.
Sure. Okay. Jadi Bapak Ibu, untuk deadline-nya ini masih belum ada. I will speak to the LPU management. I'll come back with.
Can we ask them what time they want? How much time do they want?
Oh, okay. You've been very kind, sir. Bapak Ibu, kalau mau bikin video ini mau berapa lama? This is what has been asked by Sarabjit sir. Any suggestion? How much time do you need to make the video? So you've been very kind by asking this. Okay. 1 week. Okay. 2 days. Wow, that's nice. Ibu Olivia is very quick. Only 2 days. Wow.
So can we have an average of the shortest period said and the week part?
So
we can come up with an average to that.
So there you go. You have 1 week, you have 2 days, but then I think 1 month also is coming in, because I can understand why Ibu Siti is mentioning 1 month, because exams are coming up, evaluation.
That would be difficult, sir. That would be difficult, because
1 month definitely, sir, would not be possible. Anyway, sir, you could think about it. I think you have got a feel of the teachers for the assignment. So you could please discuss with the management and let me know, sir. Then I'll inform the same to the to all the teachers, sir.
And
yes, of course, it will take time to create, to edit, and also to upload. Of course, Bapak Ibu, 2 days or 3 days.
Again, Ravi sir, I would like to mention that even if they do not edit it and it's a raw thing, we leave the decision to them. We don't really want, actually we want their learning experiences in spontaneously whatever comes to their mind. So we leave that to them. There would be no marks for the finish or the editing part of it, but then definitely time is a constraint for us. So that
true, sir, but sir, again, if for me, sir, if I'm going to put this YouTube on the, I'm going to put the video on the YouTube and also on the social media. Of course, I would like it to be,
sure.
Good. So I
fair
think that's
enough.
what the teachers are mentioning, sir.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough, sir.
Okay. Bapak Ibu, thank you so much for all your suggestions. I'm sure LPU management has understood it, but only thing is they'll discuss it and we will get to know the final deadline. For sure, the information will, I'm sure LPU will give enough time, Bapak Ibu, because we do understand, it's not easy for all of us, especially given the rainy season in Sumatra Utara. Of course, the floodings are happening. Also, the examinations are ongoing and the evaluation. We totally understand, Bapak Ibu. So please give us some time. Let us just check and we'll come back to you. So once again, sir, on behalf of
today's attendance and feedback, that also please make an announcement.
Yes, sir. We have already shared that, sir. We have already shared that on the WhatsApp. We have already shared that on the chat box, sir.
All right.
Yeah, we have shared that, and I'll again share that on the WhatsApp group also, sir, just to make sure that we get that. Right. So on behalf of all the teachers, please allow me to thank the LPU management, Sarabjit sir, yourself, Ma'am Sunaina, Ma'am Supriya, all the wonderful trainers, Ma'am Malvinder Gill, also Laviraj sir, and also Sunaina ma'am, Aman sir, everyone. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot for the wonderful support, for giving us this opportunity to share the knowledge of the topic, short-term course, The Art of Virtual Teaching. Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate for all the support given to us. Sir, would you like to say something to all the teachers, sir, on behalf of the team?
Just a big thank you from us here at Lovely Professor University. A request, please, you can switch on your cameras. Now let's have a fellowship glance around. Let's see each other, and we can have a screenshot of the same, sir. So my request is you can please switch on your cameras so that we can have this last group fellowship glance with all of you.
Okay, Bapak Ibu, I think it's a tradition in Indonesia also yang foto ya Bapak Ibu, kita ambil group photo Bapak Ibu, right? So we request all the teachers to please switch on your cameras and let's take a group photo Bapak Ibu. Ya, saya pakai batik ya Bapak Ibu, hari ini juga saya pakai batik ya Bapak Ibu. I love Indonesia and I love batik, so I always wear batik, anything related to Indonesia. So thank you so much Bapak Ibu. Now may I request all the teachers to please take the photos. Sir, can we ask someone from LP also to take the photos per screen, sir?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, Bapak Ibu, please tolong ambil fotonya Bapak Ibu. Please, you feel free to share it on the WhatsApp group. Please feel it to share on even the social media. Kalau Bapak Ibu mau inginkan, silakan. And please share what has been done. Thank you so much Ibu Yesi. Yes, I'm wearing a batik hari ini dan juga yang kemarin dan yang hari pertama juga pakai batik Bapak Ibu. Karena honestly, I love wearing batik all the day. So that's what I love, Ibu. I love Indonesia. Missing the food, tapi mudah-mudahan bisa balik ke Indonesia secepatnya, Bapak Ibu. Karena masih belum ada pesawatnya dari India ke Indonesia, masih belum ada. Tapi mudah-mudahan ada secepatnya, Bapak Ibu. Jadi saya bisa balik ke Indonesia. Okay, so Bapak Ibu, let's take some good photograph. Let's capture the memories, Bapak Ibu. Karena ini hari yang 3, Bapak Ibu. This is the last day of our webinar. So thank you so much. Thanks a lot for all your wonderful participation. We really appreciate the wonderful participation, the active participation. Please take care, all of you all. Please take care. Please be safe. Our best wishes to all of you, to all your family members, to all your students, to all your school management. Please do give our best regards to all of you all, and please do help us in building the educational links between India and Indonesia. Terima kasih semuanya Bapak Ibu. Please take some photos. We'll keep the screen on for a couple of minutes and then we will close the window. Thank you so much Bapak Ibu. Terima kasih. Sampai jumpa lagi ya Bapak Ibu. I will continue to be in touch with all of you all on the WhatsApp group. And of course, I'll come back with the details about the assignment and also about the deadline. We will definitely come back to you. Terima kasih semuanya. Sampai jumpa lagi Bapak Ibu. Thank you so much everyone. Terima kasih. Thank you for the wonderful participation and thank you for being a wonderful audience. We really appreciate that. Please take care and we'll see you again Bapak Ibu. Terima kasih. Thank you so much. Sir, have you been taking photos, sir? I mean, have you been taking photos?